Hi, this is Amy from Tapping with Amy, and today we're going to be continuing on our three-part series on the 3 critical questions to ask yourself to unblock your healing. If you're just not experiencing the results that you want in your EFT practice and you're not quite sure what's happening right now, there are 3 critical questions to ask yourself to figure out. So the first one that we did last week was whether or not it's possible for you to heal. And this week we are tackling whether or not it feels safe to work on it or safe to let it go. This was a big one for me. There are certain topics that when I was working on them, it brought up immediate and intense fear. Fear that my relationships with people would be different and people wouldn't like me and they wouldn't accept whatever changes in personality I would have as a result of working on something. And it was really intense and it was relentless. So I had to do a lot of work around having the courage to move forward anyway, despite being worried about how people are going to react to me, and letting go of their response and elevating my own healing to the top of my priority list. So if you're experiencing anything along those lines and you would like to join me in tapping, please do so. As always, please take responsibility for your own health and well-being, and if you'd like to, please tap with me and just repeat after me and tap where I tap and say what I say. So here we go. Tap on the karate chop point. Say, even though it doesn't feel safe to let this go, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though it doesn't feel safe to let this go, I'm afraid something bad will happen if I do. And I love and accept myself and my feelings. Even though it doesn't feel safe to let this go, it's too scary, and I'm not ready for this change. I choose to feel safe and secure in this moment. Okay, up on the eyebrow point. It's not safe to let this go. On the side of the eye. It's not safe to let this go. It's not safe to let this go. Something bad is going to happen. And I am not ready for this change. It feels way too scary. I'd rather just pretend it's not there. It feels way too scary to deal with this. And it's definitely not safe to let this go. People are going to react differently to me. And it might change my entire environment. It's absolutely not safe to let this go. I've been hanging on to it for so long. I don't know who I'll be without it. It might change my whole life to let this go. Something bad is going to happen. I feel it. It's too scary to let this go. I'm not ready to deal with this change. It's not safe to let this go. It's not safe to let this go. I'd like to be open to letting it go, though. It's been a problem for so long. And my healing is important to me. I wonder if I can move forward despite being afraid. No, it's too scary to let this go. And it definitely doesn't feel safe. I don't know who I'll be without this. It's too scary to let this go. I want to imagine something better for my life, though. And I'd like to have the courage to move through this despite being afraid. Take a nice deep breath. Now, I imagine if you're anything like me, you probably have some more work to do on this topic. I was not able to release the fear and feel safe immediately. I had to do quite a few rounds on this one. So I encourage you to just keep with it, stick with it. It is important to your healing, and you'll get to a place where you feel like you just don't have a choice. You need to move forward whether it's scary or not. And I hope you get there sooner rather than later. So if you have any more questions, please visit my website at www.tappingwithamy.com. And next week, there will be another video to finish off our 3-part series. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks.